Welcome to the fourth and final video of our vacation day tracking system in Smartsheet. So we have a form that employees use to submit their vacation day requests. All of those are collected in this sheet. We have an automation for supervisors to approve or decline those requests. And we have an employee information sheet where we calculate days allotted with a nested if statement, add in carryover days, and subtract vacation days used, which is being pulled from this request sheet. Now let's give our employees an easy way to view how many days they have remaining before they submit a request. And we're going to do that by building a dashboard. Okay, I'm going to click this plus sign and create a new dashboard. Okay, this first one is going to be for Reddington. So this will be the Reddington Schumacher Vacation Tracker. Right, let's get started by adding a title. So we go to Add Widget, let's select the title widget, and let's put Vacation Day Tracker. All right, add a nice little background color here. That blue looks nice. Let's center it. Now let's show them how many vacation days they have remaining by adding a metric widget. Okay, so let's select the data that we want to show here. Right, we're going to go to Employee Information. We're going to look at row 2, which is Reddington's row. And we're going to scroll over to vacation days remaining. I can't see it in this preview, but I know it's there. Okay. All right, here's the title. By default, it is just the name of the sheet from which we are pulling our data. You can hide this or show it, and you can rename it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it visible, and I'm going to rename it Vacation Days Remaining. Let's make this one green. That looks nice. I'm going to center this too, and I'm also going to center this and change this to days. Okay. Let's drag this guy down here. That looks nice. And then let's also embed the vacation day request form. Okay, so I have it open over here. I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to add a Web Content Widget. Okay, with this widget, you can embed a bunch of different kinds of content, including videos, documents, maps, a lot of great options here. Okay, so we're gonna paste the URL of our form, hit OK. All right, and there's a nice little preview. Again, we have a title that we can use. I don't really need one for this. All right, let's place it there. Okay, Looks nice. Let me squeeze it in a little. Okay. I think that looks great, but I want to do one more thing before we send this out. I want to pre-fill employee name with Reddington Schumacher. It not only saves a step for our employee, but it also helps keep that employee name consistent because we're using that name in some functions, and it's important that that name exactly matches how it appears in the employee information sheet. Now, when you're building out a form, you can add default values with the form builder, but since I'm going to be making numerous vacation day trackers, if I wanted to pre-fill employee name using the form builder, I would have to make a separate form for each employee. Fortunately, there's another way to add default values, and that is by using URL query strings. Okay, so let's edit the URL. And what we do is we start off with a question mark and then the name of the field for which we want to input a default value. Okay, so the name of the field is employee name. Now you cannot use spaces in URLs. So instead of a space, we put %20. Okay, that is the stand-in for the space. Employee name. Okay, then equals sign and the value. So we are going to put Reddington %20 Schumacher. If we wanted to continue with additional fields, we can do that with an ampersand, and then the same process of field name equals value. Okay, but we only need this one. All right. And there we go. Let's save this. Okay, and now we can share this out to Reddington if he has a Smartsheet account, or we could just publish this so that anyone with the link could use it. Now let's make another dashboard for Ella. Okay, I'm gonna go back here to my items, and I will click on this, action, save as new. We will call this one Ella Schumacher Vacation Tracker. All right, we'll open this up. We need to change the data in this metric. So here we go, add data. This one is Ella's, and her vacation days are hiding over there. Okay, I will delete the data from Reddington's, put days, done, and then edit the URL in the form. Okay, just swap out the name Reddington for Ella. Okay, there we go. Now her dashboard is all ready. Now that we have all of this great data to work with, let's create a calendar for our HR manager so that they can easily see who will be out of the office on which days. And we'll do that by creating a new report. Okay, let's create a report. We will call this Vacation Calendar. Okay, where are we going to pull in this information? Well, it's going to be from vacation day requests. And in this report, we only want to see the requests that have been approved. So we only want to see rows for which supervisor approval is approved. Okay, which columns do we want to see? By default, the sheet name is going to be added. We don't really need to see that. The primary column, in our case, employee name, is also added by default. But now let's add the columns that we do want to see. Okay, so we need to see vacation start, vacation end, and we don't need to see supervisor approval. We're just using it as a filter. Okay, close this and hit run. Close this out. Okay, now let's change the view to calendar view. All right, the first option is if you only want to display one date column. This would be useful for a projects list or a tasks list where you may have deadlines and you just want to see the deadlines in a calendar view. But for us, we want to see date ranges from vacation start to vacation end. Let's hit OK. And there we go. We can see all of the approved vacation requests. Okay, and we can click into any of these to open up the row. For example, it looks like Reddington put in 2 requests when he could have just put in 1. Or I did that. Yikes. Okay, so let's change this to, how about the 27th through the 29th? Okay. There we go. Now, any changes made in this report will also be reflected in the underlying sheet. So let's hit save and let's go back to that sheet. Okay, it's in my recently opened. There we go. Okay, I'll close this down. This is the row that I changed, so you can see that it's now updated in the sheet as well as the report. Now let's add some conditional formatting so that each employee name will show up as a different color in our calendar. Okay? So let's go to conditional formatting. Let's add a new rule. Let's say if employee name is Ella, then apply this format, which will be the taskbar, because the paint bucket is just to fill the background color of the cells in grid view. When we want to change the appearance of these in either the calendar view or the Gantt view, that is called the taskbar. Okay, so let's pick for Ella, how about this purple? Okay, and then I'm going to clone this, change this to Reddington, and we'll change the format to, oh, how about this bright green, minty green? Okay. Gonna hit save. Now nothing is different here because we only changed the taskbar color and taskbar isn't being used in this view. It's a grid view. Let's go back to the calendar and hit refresh. And there we go. Ella is purple, Reddington is green, and this is a great way to get an overview of vacation days. Okay, but something important to remember when you're making reports is that when you share them with other people, those individuals will need access to the underlying sheet in order to see the data in the report. So if I'm sharing this with our HR director, I also need to share the vacation day requests sheet with that person. The exception to this would be a report that's embedded in a dashboard or metrics in a dashboard, like the ones that we just made. You see, Reddington does not have access to the underlying sheet, which is employee information, but he can still see his vacation days remaining because it's embedded into a dashboard. And there you go. You have a comprehensive vacation day tracking system. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it. Please leave any questions or comments below and let me know if there's anything else you would like to see.